Snake. I've got something to tell you about Naomi Hunter.
What about her?
Is this conversation secure?
Don't worry, the monitor's off.
Okay.
What's up?
I was in the FBI too, you know.
I didn't know that. What's your point?
And this is something I'm not sure I would call it clever or not, but I always thought it was kind of a neat thing to do, that instead of you having to wait and wait and wait in that elevator for it to get down without anything happening, they break it up with a codec sequence.
It was really bothering me.
Or in the case of the first one, a battle with some guards, but...
She might be a spy.
Ridiculous.
And...
Even a high school
well,
student could see past it.
a little later in the game there are actually at least one of the elevator rides where you just wait for it to get up or down. But
there wasn't a single Asian investigator. Also, in the 50s, the
most of them, they break them up with a codec sequence or something.
They first started in 1960 in Chicago, not New York. But you better check it out. The chief and the president mysteriously
this
died.
codec sequence
That
is
ninja.
just basically
Too many strange things are
Master Miller telling you that he suspects Naomi might be a spy because her
either that,
story of the
she's
background
working with
doesn't
terrorists. If I find
doesn't
out
check out.
anything, I'll
It doesn't
call.
fit.
In the
Something's
meantime,
wrong with it.
Be careful.
So there's your first hint that Naomi might not be who she says she is. So anyway, now that we're down here on the lowest level, we are about to enter into a freezer room, or storage freezer, or whatever it's called, where we are going to have another boss fight.
What's that?
Damn birds!
Welcome, Cossack.
Yeah, we are now going to have another battle with Vulcan Raven.
This is the end of the road for you, right, my friends? They're becoming excited.
Yeah, even that little line change there is worse in this version, because in the original it says, "Right, my friends," and they squawk in
Ravens aren't
car,
scavengers like most
and he says,
people
"Listen,
think.
they agree." And here he says
They're
they're
simply
becoming
returning to the
excited.
natural world, that which is no longer
Right.
needed. Sometimes
Not a big deal again, but it's just,
foxes.
why change it? Why?
You were the one in the M1
What
tank.
what exactly was
Must've
the
been a tight
point
fit
of
for a
changing
big boy like
that
you.
line?
But that was no true battle.
And in the battle coming up, there's a few things I'm going to point out. Going to point out
The
that
judgment
I
is
feel
decided. The
very
Ravens say
bad.
you are
Really,
a true
it's
warrior.
done. I mean, the fight itself is just as good or bad, depending on how you like it or not, as in the original, because it's basically the same. But
Hallucinating?
but it's just some of the things complementing it, or whatever you want to call it.
The Raven has put the
well,
mark of death upon
there's
you.
just some things while you're fighting him that
Blood
annoys me,
from the east flows
and mostly the
through
sound. And
your
I'm going
veins.
to point out and tell you a little bit about what I mean when we get there. But
Your ancestors too were raised on the
First we
barren
have to
plains of Mongolia.
get through this cutscene.
Inuit and Japanese are cousins to each other. We share many ancestors, you and I.
There's no crows in my family tree.
You ready? I am not fond of snakes, but you are family, so I cannot complain. But there will be no holding back.
That line is kind of weird too. In the original, it's something like he chucks I think that's the line at least, where he chucks a little bit and he says, "You jest, but indeed, crows and ravens and snakes are not the best of friends." And here it's just weird. I don't really.
You are right, but there is another event that I excel at. It is called the ear pull. It's an event where two opponents pull each other's ears while enduring the harsh cold. It tests spiritual as well as physical strength.
You want to pull each other's ears?
The form is different, but the spirit is the same. Rejoice, Snake! Ours will be a glorious battle.
This isn't glorious. It's just plain killing. Violence isn't a sport.
Well, we will see if there is iron in your words.
Oh, and this, what happens now is something that I don't really get. Not this. I mean, kind of dumb this too, because I get that Vulcan Raven is a big guy and he has lots of muscles and all, but why does he need to toss a fucking container? Why does he need to throw that? What's it called? Is it container? Is that what you call it? Anyway, I just think that's unnecessary. But anyway, guess it wasn't just yet. Anyway, sorry. But even this kind of annoys me, this fight in the cutscene, if you want it. I mean, because it's just... You didn't have this in the original, these little parts of the cutscene where they actually fight, because isn't that what the boss fight itself is supposed to be? Oh, here's the part. This crow judge, or whatever. What the hell? What exactly, what's up with that crow thing? I mean, are we supposed to buy that crow was kind of a judge of this fight? Because what I read into that was the crow went down, looked at both, and kind of said in crow language or whatever you want to call it, "Are you ready? Are you ready? Then fight!" I mean, why? I get that